Matt, Leighton, Shawn Battle. Welcome back to another real estate video, guys. The market is insane right now. I feel like a broken record. So instead of telling you guys that the market is crazy and that Amazon is influencing this market heavily, why don't we share with you a couple secrets, right? A couple off-market secrets of how we're getting our contracts sold off-market and how we're helping our buyers find properties that aren't even listed. Shawn, what's going on, man?
It's tough out there, so you have to figure out how you're going to find these listings for your buyers off market. I mean, everything is selling with multiple contracts, most of the places. So we have to find an inroad on the listings that aren't on yet. First of all, to get our buyers in their first pre-market, if we can, try to sell it, try to get it under contract before everybody gets a nab at it. And secondly, just when it goes live, be the first ones in that property so that we can get a game plan together, because it's tough.
Right. Because when buyers are working with a real estate agent, buyers have the apps. They have all the technology that we have. They have all the listings. It's not like back in the day when agents had the listings. Everyone has the information. So it begs the question, what else are you doing? How else are you going to help me find this property? Most buyers, they don't want to get into a bidding war, right? They don't want to have one of 10 offers, or like that offer we saw the other day, one of 30 contracts, guys. So what else are we doing off market to find properties? That's going to be the subject of the video today. So Shawn, why don't you start us off with the first thing that we're doing to find our buyers properties off market?
Number one, I think I'm going to start with number three, but number one is our network. We deal with a lot of the same agents over and over again. So we communicate with those agents to see what properties they have coming on the market. Not only with our office, because our office shares all of the listings that they have coming up, so we get that secret kind of thing.
Yeah.
But also the people that we've dealt with in the past. So we have a database of all of the agents that we've dealt with, especially in our small market right here. We know most of those people, and we communicate with them to see what they've got coming on the market. So I think that's probably the biggest and number one way that we are trying to find things for our buyers.
Yeah, so when a buyer's thinking, or just in general, like, how am I going to get an upper hand, right? What's different about you than other agents? Well, it's the fact that we've been entrenched in the Arlington real estate market for 16 years or for 6 years, and we've built up the network of connections where if you're just dipping your toes in, there's simply no way to compete with that compared to if you're working directly with someone that has all the inroads to all the top agents and all the top listings in the area. So the first way to find properties off market before they even go public is your buyer's agent and the network of people over 15 years that we've built up and that we work with.
That's exactly right. So that's number one. Number two? Number two, we have Facebook groups. So there's like pre-market Facebook groups that we'll post in Arlington, Fairfax, wherever you are. We know of them and we're keeping track of them. So, we'll put our listings on there maybe a week or two in advance to get the word out there. And so is everybody else. So number two way, Facebook groups.
Yeah, and the reality is sometimes sellers are dealing with so much stress where it's beneficial for them to take the property off the market before, not even to go on the market, right? Because, off-market properties, they don't get shown as many times, right? There's not as much interest. So why is it important for the seller to do that off-market? Well, the stress of picking up your life and moving to California, or picking up your life and moving to Florida. I had a client, they're moving to Florida. They were going to put the property on the market in 60 days. I listed it off market, got 2 offers, and they didn't have to paint, right? They didn't have to get the place professionally clean. They didn't have to, do all the small things that adds a lot of stress. And in return, that buyer, didn't have to compete with a whole lot of people. They're getting it at a fair market price. So there's kind of a win-win there where if you're marketing on Facebook to the private real estate realtor groups, there's a group of buyers there that will certainly be interested in that property.
Yeah, and you've got to understand that every client's needs are different. So, some of those clients want to hit the market and don't mind going through all of that stuff. But there are definitely people out there that, man, they're stressed out. They do not want to hit the market. They don't want all these people going through their property. Or what if they have young kids? It's really hard to get those kids out all the time, especially with the amount of people that are going to be coming through your property. So a lot of times in those instances, I'll tell them to go away for the weekend because we will see a ton of traffic. But in those rarer instances where people don't want all of that traffic and they just want to sell it, that's it.
Yeah, and it works both ways. The sellers, they don't have to deal with the stress. And then the buyers, if you have that good relationship with your agent, they're well connected, they can get you into the property before most buyers and most, like website brokerages know about it before it's on the market. So Facebook groups, that's a second way to do off-market properties. What's next?
Your neighborhood pages, your neighborhood or building links, their email systems. I have one on mine.
Next Door or Lake Link or Building Link.
There's people constantly posting in, hey, I'm moving, my house is going to be for sale. It happens all the time in my neighborhood. So I know of those properties that are coming up.
Yeah.
And we have clients in those different buildings and different neighborhoods that'll say, hey, Shawn, this one's coming up. You should call them or research it a little bit. So, it happens all the time. And this is how we're getting people in early.
Yeah, and guys, honestly, even if you're a buyer and you're not working with an agent, just send out a message on your Next Door page or whatever, and just say, hey, listen, if anyone knows of an off-market opportunity, looking to buy something here. So I think neighborhood pages, when used correctly, the issue with nextdoor.com is sometimes it's just a glorified garage sale. Everyone's just selling used dressers and stuff. But if you use that page correctly, you can really find the opportunities before the seller even goes to the market.
Yeah, and if you're a seller on that, be careful because a lot of these people are just going to lowball you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if they don't have an agent, they're going to come after you and they're going to lowball you. And I actually just had that happen where a client of mine reached out to me about something that had come up in their building and whether it was worth it. And he was looking to lowball it. So I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
right?
that's the reality of the off market. Is you're always going to have the lowballers. So just gotta accept it and steer clear of it.
Yeah. Number 4.
What do we got?
Auctions.
Auctions.
I've been to a few. I've actually gone into court to get certain properties as well. So these are still out there. Actually, I was talking to a contractor the other day where a listing I have under contract was doing an estimate for us, and he was talking about an auction, and he said that his experience, he used to go to the courthouse steps all the time. And there's always those people, those groups that are in there and they buy up everything.
Yeah.
Every single listing, they bought it. But those opportunities are still there. There's a different way of going about it. You've got to have, the cash and the know-with-all of what you're dealing with, but those opportunities are there.
Yeah, they're out there. And on Zillow, you're going to see the pre-foreclosure or the auction properties, and sometimes those are fake listings. They're not really accurate. So be sure to do your research, to learn a little bit more about these auction properties. I mean, honestly, I don't have a lot of experience, but I think just going to the courthouse steps would be a cool experience in its own, just to kind of see these groups of people, like you're saying, just buying up everything.
No, it's definitely a cool experience. It's something that we don't see all the time, so to get that kind of background is really good. So,
cool.
Fifth thing, builders. So if you think about it, I've been looking into this myself. So building a house, what does it entail? And a lot of times in Arlington, you're looking for a lot. Lots are expensive, but the builders already have the network down. They have already been hitting these areas for a long time. So if you're looking to buy a new house or build a new house, go to a builder and you have them do that outreach for you.
I feel like they know every single lot in that specific neighborhood that's maybe eligible, because they're probably, it's on their radar, they're farming it, and they know the properties that might turn over in the next couple of years. So builders, it sounds like you're going down that path. Builders, solid opportunity to find an off-market deal before it hits the public.
Number 6.
Number 6.
Is it still alive?
Dude, I think it is, man. You sleep. Don't sleep on Craigslist, guys. Craigslist, yeah. I mean, with a grain of salt, right? Scams are out there. They're out there on any website, right? Craigslist.
People are still throwing their properties up there.
Listen, people are still looking for opportunities. I was marketing a property at Liberty Center. I don't know if you remember this, a few years back. Found a buyer for it. He ended up coming in a little bit lower right? A little bit lower. Maybe it was for a one and den over there. But they're out there. Buyers, they're looking for all sorts of ways to find properties. Craigslist, really good for rentals. But if you have an off-market property, or if you're looking for something, maybe for sale by owner, a lot of the owners are still putting it out on Craigslist.
Yep. All right, we'll go to under our last one. I think we're starting to hit a. Our cameras are starting to go off.
Yeah.
Last one is going through expired listings. So the funny thing is, I have a listing coming up next week. It's my own condo. I tried to sell it really quickly last year, and so I had it on the market for maybe 2 weeks last year. I decided, well, actually, I had an agent call me the other day and said, "Hey, are you going to put this property back on the market?" And I was like, "Yeah, in fact, I am. I'm looking to put it back on the market." So he contacted me, and he's getting his buyer in there before anybody else, right?
There you go.
So you go through the old expired listings. We do, anyways. We will go through them to see if there's any matches for our clients that haven't sold. Call those people, call those agents, see if those are coming back on the market. Get our clients in there early. It's smart.
Yeah,
it
expireds,
works.
guys. It's not rocket science. Look at the properties that haven't sold. I'm not sure how does one go about doing that. Maybe Zillow has something, or maybe
call us.
Yeah,
call us. We'll go through.
I mean, so that's the value of the real estate agent, right? This information, the expired, the withdrawn listings, the listings that have been on for 90 days that didn't end up selling. How do you know those listings? Well, the real estate agent, they have that information in the MLS, so you can really target the specific community, or in Shawn's case, that agent was targeting the specific building, where you go through and say, "Hey, listen, saw it was on the market. Any chance you're open to selling? I have someone interested."
Yeah, because buyers are losing properties over and over and over again, and they're getting frustrated. So they have to find means of getting around the norm, right?
Right.
Getting around this competition. So to recap, our network, all of our agents that we've known for years. Number 2, Facebook groups. We're constantly posting in there early. 3, your neighborhood or building links, those email servers. 4, auctions. They still exist. They're out there. Builders, finding a lot, building your own home. It's expensive, but it can be done. Craigslist still exists. It's still there.
Guys, still out there.
And going into expired listings.
Cool. There you have it, the top 7 ways to find off-market properties. If you're a buyer or if you're a seller, hopefully you picked up a couple quick tips from this video. Well, for Shawn and for myself, thank you for watching. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you.